Well, you know, one of the great things about football is not knowing who's going to win at the end of the game. When one team's a lot better than the other team, or his quarterback is just a veteran, sometimes they got the card, everything's stacked in their favor, they're just going to win. When you got a lot of new quarterbacks, you don't know who's going to shine. You don't know what people are going to do from day to day. I like a veteran quarterback. We've got competition in our school. We've got a returning starter, but we've got a new guy, a new quarterback, Trevon Chapman, that's tied 1-1. One of those guys is going to be the starter. It may be a new starter, but I think for the conference, it throws each game up. Who's going to be hot this week? Who's going to be hot that week? Everybody's got a chance to succeed. Everybody's got a chance to mess up a game. And I just think it adds for a lot more drama to the game when you don't know the outcome.
Well, great quarterback play certainly impacts the overall quality of a team and of a league. And for us, we went through some growing pains at that position last year after graduating Keith Wenning the year before. And of course, Keith holds many, many Ball State records and is currently in the NFL right now.
Anytime you have an experienced, leaders of your offense, many times that can be in high production offenses and things, but the quality of leadership, even their opportunity of interaction and as leaders of their programs, schools, opportunity to help promote our conference, and usually can raise the level of play within the league that can continue to put us on a national spotlight.
It's been a great quarterback league for years and years. So I think there's a lot of more big wins for the MAC. You have that key trigger guy that are young, and they're going to keep growing in this league. You're going to see a lot of MAC teams knocking off teams that supposedly we're not supposed to beat based on having good teams, but having that really key member as a quarterback.
Football will be better at the quarterback position. It was good football last year, but I think when you go back to 2013 and you look at when you had a Keith Wenning, when you had a Jordan Lynch, just to name a couple in the league, I forget Toledo's guy's name, but top quality quarterback play produced a lot of great matchups, and I think you'll get that again this year.
Obviously, with experienced quarterbacks in the MAC, you're talking about offenses that are tough to slow down, and so you're talking about points, you're talking about exciting football games, so that will benefit. I think the ability of the MAC conference to attract really high caliber players at all positions, but especially the quarterback position, I think is really meaningful in terms of continuing to develop programs at a tremendously high level.
Yeah, I think certainly, a year ago we were looking at a lot of young guys, and now you're looking at almost everybody that's got a returning starter, and you had some guys that have had tremendous seasons, and so I think anytime that you have returning players and then those players are really good players on top of it, I think it creates for really competitiveness and gives you, again, a branding opportunity to show who you are and certainly give some name recognition to your program.
Well, it's kind of an offensive league. I mean, maybe Northern Illinois wouldn't say that, but we don't play them. I've seen them, and there's a lot of good players. I think it's just kind of the way this league plays. It's had a lot of good quarterbacks in the history with Roethlisberger and Pennington and Leftwich, and I shouldn't name names, but you throw those guys out, we're all first-round draft choices. So, I think it's an exciting brand, and just a lot of spread offenses, and you got to have a guy that can not only manage the game but make a lot of throws. So I think just the confidence that the coaches have in their quarterback. So that's why you see some high scores, and I think it's also why it gives you a chance in your out of league games against the Power 5 conferences to maybe offset maybe a little bit more strength and a little bit more speed with the pass game. So it gives you a chance day in and day out.
You're not going over every year, you're having a new starter. That's very difficult at times, right? We've got the same coaching staff we've had really for the last 2 years. We've had a lot of the same players for the last 2 years that have actually had impacts. We have them for 2 more years after this for the most part. And we're bringing in people that are buying our program instead of convincing them to actually like our program, right? But the quarterback position is everything. And if you can continue to develop a quarterback in the same system with the same coaches and use his strengths to his advantage and continue to develop him, that you're going to have success. You're going to, because it is the most important position in college football, in any league of football, is the quarterback.